The only 7 trucks that will still run in 2040, the last generation survival list. By 2040, the average new pickup will be a $4,000 a year subscription on wheels, with heated seats locked behind a paywall, remote start tied to a dealer login, and a kill switch buried in the telematics module. Meanwhile, a 1996 OBS Ford with a 7.3-liter Power Stroke will still fire on the first crank in a snowstorm with nothing but a battery and 12 volts. That is not nostalgia, that is mechanical reality. Today, I am naming the 7 trucks built in North America that will still be running, repairable, and legally drivable in 2040, the list I call the last generation survival list. Here is what most owners have not figured out yet. Modern trucks are not vehicles anymore. They are rolling data centers with a payload bed bolted on. And the trap has 3 layers. Layer 1 is the visible trap, 14-inch touchscreens, over-the-air updates that brick features overnight, GM Super Cruise subscription, Ford's Blue Cruise charging $800 a year for a feature already installed in your truck, BMW tried charging for heated seats, and the entire industry watched to see if you would swallow it. Layer 2 is the financial time bomb. A 2021 Ford F-150 Power Boost hybrid battery replacement runs north of $7,500 at the dealer. A failed 10R80 transmission on a late model F-150 costs at least $6,200. A cracked DEF head on a 6.7-liter Power Stroke is $4,800. These are not trucks anymore. They are financial trapdoors with a tailgate. Layer 3 is the surveillance layer, and this is not an accident. This was engineered deliberately. Every truck built after roughly 2018 transmits location data, driving behavior, and diagnostic information to OEM servers. LexisNexis is buying that data and selling it to your insurance company. State DMV offices are building geofencing capability. Federal mandates around speed limiters and impaired driving detection systems are already written into the 2021 infrastructure bill. They are just waiting for activation. But there is an escape hatch. Smart mechanics across this country have been quietly assembling it for years. It is called the Last Generation Survival List. 7 specific trucks built in a narrow window between roughly 1988 and 2003, before the OBD-II proprietary protocol overlay took hold around 2010, before CAN bus encryption, before telematics modules, and before software became the gatekeeper of mechanical access. These are the last trucks any owner with a service manual and a wrench can fully repair, modify, and keep alive indefinitely. The window is closing fast. Clean examples are climbing 15 to 30% year over year, and smart mechanics are quietly hoarding them. Here is the list. Number 7, the Dodge Ram from 1994 to 1998 with the 12-valve Cummins. This is the holy grail for a reason. The 5.9-liter 12-valve Cummins, paired with the Bosch P7100 mechanical injection pump, is the most analog diesel ever sold in a North American pickup. No computer controls fueling, no sensors required to run. Pull every electrical connector off this engine and it will still idle. A rebuilt P7100. Pump runs about $2,800. A complete engine rebuild with quality parts costs $9,000 to $12,000, and it will outlive you. Clean second-generation trucks are now selling for $25,000 to $40,000 because mechanics figured this out a decade ago. But here is the part most people do not realize. The NV4500 manual transmission behind it is rebuildable for under $2,500. This truck has no expiration date. The 1999 to 2003 Ford Super Duty with the 7.3-liter Power Stroke. The 7.3-liter is the last Ford diesel before emissions chemistry took over the engine bay. hydraulic electronic unit injection, a forged crank, and an iron block with a million-mile reputation. We are talking $1,200 head gaskets versus $4,800 on a 6.7 liter. The ZF6 manual transmission is fully serviceable. The PCM is reflashable with a $400 SCT tuner. Now here is where the audience splits. Some argue the 7.3 liter is vulnerable because it has electronics. I would push back. The IDM is a known quantity and it can be swapped in 20 minutes for $300. That is not the worst part of any failure scenario. Number 5. From 1988 to 1998, the GMT400 Chevy and GMC with the 5.7 liter Vortec or the 6.5 liter diesel. The OBS Chevy has throttle body injection on the early 350 engines, and it is practically idiot-proof. The 4L60E transmission is a rebuild shop staple. Repair kits run $300, and full rebuilds cost $1,800. Aftermarket support is nuclear. LMC, Truck, and Classic Industries reproduce nearly every body panel. You can keep a GMT400 on the road forever for the cost of one modern transmission service. The 6.5 liter turbo diesel variant is mechanic friendly with the right PMD relocation kit. About $250 fixes the only Achilles heel. Number 4, the 1984 to 1995 Toyota pickup with the 22R or 22RE, the 4-cylinder that refuses to die. The 22R carbureted variant uses mechanical fuel delivery, points or electronic ignition, and a timing chain you can change in your driveway with a $35 socket set. The 22RE adds basic electronic fuel injection, but it uses a pre-CAN bus engine control unit that can be bypassed entirely with a Holley sniper kit for under $1,000. These trucks routinely pass 400,000 miles. Clean examples in the Southwest are selling for $18,000 to $25,000 for a 40-year-old truck. That tells you everything. The 1992 to 1997 Ford F-150 and F-250 with the 4.9 liter Inline-Six. The 300 Inline-Six engine is arguably the most underrated survival engine ever built. It has a cast iron block, 7 main bearings, a gear-driven cam, and torque from idle. It is rated for 4.9 liters, but built for industrial duty. It is mated to the C6 or E40D transmission, and both are rebuildable, billable forever. Owners are pulling these out of farm trucks, swapping in a Holley Terminator EFI for $1,400, and producing trucks that will run on suspect fuel in extreme cold with zero electronic dependency. But that is not even the most resilient one on this list. Number 2. The Dodge Ram produced from 1989 to 1993 with the first generation 5.9 liter Cummins. The first generation Cummins is even more mechanical than the second generation. It uses a VE rotary injection pump. Older technology, but in some ways more bulletproof. These trucks were sold with a GetRag manual or the Torque Flight 727, a transmission so simple you can rebuild it on a kitchen table. The catch is, they are getting rare. Solid examples now command $20,000 to $35,000. Demand is outrunning supply, and clean first-generation trucks are appreciating faster than most index funds. Number 1. The 1973 to 1987 Square Body Chevy and GMC CK series. The Square Body is the king of analog. Carbureted, small block 350, points or HEI distributor, TH350 or TH400 transmission, manual steering and manual brakes are available, and zero computer controls on most variants. Every part is reproduced: body panels, glass, interior, drivetrain. A complete square body restoration runs $30,000 to $50,000, but the truck is then immortal. No telematics, no emission sensors past the basic catalytic converter, no software lockouts, no data harvest. This is what mechanical independence actually looks like. Viewer Marcus T. wrote in the comments on our last video, and I am quoting him, "I daily drive a 1996 12-valve with 487,000 miles. Last repair was a $90 lift pump. My neighbor's 2022 Ram has been at the dealer 3 times for software updates this year. That comment captures the whole thesis. Mechanical simplicity beats software complexity over a long enough timeline. Now, some of you will argue the 7.3 liter does not belong on this list because of its electronics. I want to hear that defense. Drop your case in the comments and I will respond to the strongest arguments. Understand what is really at stake here, and it goes far beyond pickup trucks. The auto industry spent over $3.3 million in a single congressional cycle lobbying against right to repair. 47 million vehicle owners are affected by proprietary diagnostic lockouts. Right to repair legislation is currently active in 12 states, and the dealer cartel is fighting every single bill. Dealer service departments pull $47 billion annually from parts and labor, and they will not surrender that revenue stream voluntarily. Here is the truth: most new truck buyers have not accepted yet. You do not own a 2024 pickup, you are merely subscribing to it. The OEM owns the software, the data, and the right to disable features remotely. They underestimated one thing: the American mechanic. They cannot legislate away a 12-valve Cummins. They cannot push a software update to a Square Body Chevy. They cannot brick a 22R. As long as those 7 trucks exist, mechanical independence has a future. If this information made you see your vehicle ownership differently, hit the like button. It helps get this in front of more owners who need to hear it. If you refuse to be a tenant in your own vehicle, hit subscribe to join the movement for mechanical independence and right to repair. Now I want to know, which truck on this list is sitting in your driveway right now, or which one are you hunting for? Drop the year and model in the comments. I read every one. Keep turning your own wrenches. Stay off the digital grid. Protect what is analog while you still can.